welcome to D-Mob Garage. We're back on the Transit today. We're going to put in a new steering wheel. Let's go and have a look at it. Righto, so what we've got is a Ford Focus ST steering wheel. I got that off eBay. Cost me about $100 Australian. I know they're a lot cheaper in the UK, but that's what we pay for down here. And then of course I had to get the airbag for it, and that was another $100. That's obviously going to click in there like that. So what we want to do to get the factory steering wheel off, we've got to do a few things, but first things first, we're going to take out the horn fuse and the airbag fuse because we don't want those two items going off. So let's get to pulling those out.
A few moments later.
Okay, so after looking behind the glove box at the two fuse boxes that are in there, I actually couldn't find the airbag fuse, and it's not in the manual anywhere, which is a bit odd. So we're going to do the next best thing and just disconnect the battery, which we've done, and it's onto the seat. We've got the two batteries back in there, and we've got no lights on the dash, so we're all good. Okay, so first things we've got to do is take this cover off. We've got a T20 Torx bit on a screwdriver. Just going to pop it in through this little hole here and undo. Pop out. We've got another one here. Then we can take this cover off. We'll tuck the key out first. And we probably just need to use a screwdriver here. Like that. It's got little clips on it. Okay, so basically this just unclips, and once you remove it, that part there is going to be dangling down. That's your unit that just slots in like so. You can probably just, actually we'll just let him hang because we're going to need some room in here anyway. Okay, so now that we've got that cover off, we have access to, this one here comes off. Take him off as well. And the reason we're taking these covers off is because we have to get behind the back to take the airbag off. And there's clips you can see on the new wheel that we're going to put on. We've got these little windows here, and we need to go into these windows to unclip the airbag. So I'm using this little screwdriver that I've bent and just fashioned the tip of it so that it fits in there properly. Now we have to put the keys back in because we don't want the steering wheel to lock up, because we've got to rotate it back and forth. We'll start with, let's see, which one are we going to go with? Oh, we want to clip it from above here. This is your room here to get in there to get to it. So we're just going to start by turning it this way. Let's see if I can put this camera somewhere where you guys can see. So there's one right there. And it probably helps to get a mirror, or you can use your phone. We can just put that back down in there. There we go. We can see what we're doing now. Just use your phone. You can see here, I'm just using my phone down there so that I can see in through the window. And we're good to go. Let's unclip these clips. Okay, so this ended up being better than having the handle on it because I could get here and have a bit of room to leverage, but it's popped out. I just had to pop 3 of them and it came out. So I'll just try and do this one-handed here. And out comes the airbag. So you can see where those clips would have been. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got 3 of them out and the rest of it clipped out. So we're kind of good to go here. Disconnect the airbag now, which is obviously just undoing these clips. And then we can go from there. So let's get it off. Okay, so now that we've got the airbag off, on the, obviously that's our airbag wire, and then we've got our horn earth, the plug that goes into the clock spring here, and then another earth on the original one. Obviously this one now is a little bit different. So we're going to not use one of these because it's actually already in the back of the steering wheel. If you have a look here, a bit more complicated, but you can see this terminal here, which goes into the clock spring, has the earth going to the horn. That's the horn section there. That one going to the airbag, and the yellow one going to the airbag, and we're all good to go. So now what's going to happen, the clock spring will probably have to be recalibrated with 4scan, and the reason being if you have a look on the new steering wheel that we're putting on, you've got our center hole, and then you've got the 2 locators for the clock spring, which are straight 90 degrees across. On the original wheel, if you have a look, they're not straight across. They're actually, if I put the steering wheel dead straight, you can see that they're cocked on a slight angle downwards. So it means the calibration's probably going to be off and we'll end up getting a code. So you might dodge a bullet. We'll see what happens when we take it for a drive. But now, all we've got to do now is undo the nut in the middle, and we are good to take the steering wheel off. So I've got my torque wrench here with a 24mm, and we can take this sucker off. Try and do this one-handed is not easy. Okay, that's good enough. Actually, we're not going to be using any of that, so that can just stay. And our wheel should just come straight off, which it does. Now, we'll just pop that aside. And you can see here, this is what's going to happen now is that is how it was, and then we're going to have to move it to here. So that'll put it out of calibration. All right, let's put the new wheel on. Righto, new steering wheel. We're going to, again, try and do this one-handed. There's always a juggle. Okay, sorry about that. Right, we can get our nut back in. Now, I didn't know the torque settings for this, so I actually undid it and used the torque wrench to undo it. So I worked out exactly what it needs to be tight. If that makes any sense, probably not. But anyway, let's get this back on again. I'll just grab an extension. So we'll just get the steering wheel bolt torqued up. So I've got my torque wrench here, and I've got it on, let's have a look here, 20 foot-pounds, around about 20 foot-pounds anyway. I'll just do that up. Done. Well, we can put him away. Now we're going to plug in our clock spring terminal, and then that's going to go into the airbag, and this one's going to go into the airbag also. As we grab it here, you can see we have our earth and our middle. So we'll pop those in and continue and clip it back into place. And we can turn her on, and then we'll have to go and get everything else sorted out. All right, let's get this clicked in. All right, so we've got the airbag clicked in. We just checked at the back to make sure all 4 of those clips have gone into their locations, and we are good to just quickly fire it up, take it for a spin, and see. I'm pretty sure we will get a indication on the dashboard that our clock springs out of calibration, but that's all right. We'll fix that up if it happens. Let's go. Okay guys, so just took it for a drive, and yeah, no code. So I think probably the calibration's close enough for it not to want to wig out. So I think we got lucky there. Yeah, she's all good. That's my aftermarket cruise control unit that I've just mounted on the side like that. If anyone was wondering about that, because I couldn't get the factory cruise control to work on this Transit model because of the year of it. So it's a 2010. So anyway, looks a lot better than it was. We've got some other updates we're going to do in here very shortly, meaning this guy here. We're doing something special with that, and also a couple of other bits and pieces we're going to work on it. So thanks for dropping in for this one, and yeah, we'll catch you in another video.